Being part of the best is to try to be the best in whatever it is that you can be. And if MacEwan is going to be a university, then it has to be a university in all respects. Just as it's necessary for us to belong to AUCC, the Association of Universities and Colleges of Canada, it's critical that we belong to CIS. It's critical we belong to Canada West because that sends a signal about the kind of institution we are, that we are a university and we have a particular kind of legitimacy.
A move to Canada West would be not just good, but great for the institution. It's part of saying we've arrived as a university.
Giving students the opportunity to compete at every level.
It's been a 3-year commitment to this point, and we've changed a number of things in terms of facility infrastructure, budgeting, staff roles and responsibilities. We see the advancement of coaching on our campus with the hiring of 7 full-time coaches.
We opened up 2,000 square feet of additional space.
We have updated our facilities in terms of our Sport and Wellness Center.
We've completely reorganized our administrative staff as well. We've hired a full-time athletic therapist.
We have expended significant resources from the university coffers to be able to move this forward. And in fact, what has also happened is our university advancement area has also gone out and sought additional donors in support of our student athletes for scholarships for them as well.
In all, the university has committed $2.5 million to the Canada West project.
To be a Griffin, it entails a lot of things. It's a level of expectation that you're expected to meet, and it goes beyond just the court. Obviously, on court, we want to be a tough team to play against. We want to be respected by our opponents, but away from that, we want to be part of our community. We want to be involved in the community.
It's part of the MacEwan family. It's part of what makes MacEwan a great institution. Having that ability for students to compete in sports that they love, and to provide that within the educational environment is what we should do in trying to give students a rewarding experience.
Students here at MacEwan are so satisfied with their education, with our academic offerings, as well as our student support services.
Everybody wants to be here. Everybody wants the best for the athletes, for the coaches.
So our opportunity to look at and venture into CIS Canada West is simply another one of those other opportunities for students.
And tonight is what they're going to remember, because this is the last thing. Everybody remembers the first thing and the last thing, okay? And we came out hot to start this year. And what are they going to remember from the end? Okay, that's tonight. Let's go.
To move to Canada West would be a big honor because of all the storied programs and the history that the league has.
Our short-term plan, of course, is to continue to be as competitive and compete against the best CCAA teams, but also CIS teams in the next couple of years to get us to that level. The participation in high-level tournaments, participation in national championships, which has been part of our legacy, is crucial at this time.
We've played Canada West teams, we've traveled to Toronto. We are looking to compete at that level and we're doing everything we can to get there.
Well, the course is slick and greasy on the downhills, all right? So do not do anything that's going to put yourself where you're going to roll an ankle on this. So I want the flat parts pushed hard. The uphills, just try to keep your body up tall and cycle through on those, just like we're doing on the hill work, all right?
Having been in other cities, having been the president of a university in Ottawa, having been the president of a university in St. Catharines, and knowing, for example, about what goes on in Waterloo, the idea of crosstown rivalry it would be an enormous boom to the city of Edmonton.
We could form new rivalries. There's definitely more opportunity in athletics being a part of a big conference and being in the CIS, and it would be fabulous to be a part of that.
Let's get the first shot tonight. First goal, split the weekend, come and sing. Here we go, Griffins! Go, Griffins! Who wants me on this queen? We know! I can't hear you! We know! UFC! Griffins! Thanks, bud.
This player
When I played here at MacEwan, I was very proud of it. It was kind of the first time I'd really understood what being part of a team was. The dynamics of our group were great, and we all took a lot of pride in saying that we represented this university. And now being on the other side of it as a coach, it's a little bit different perspective, whereas I'm trying to get the athletes to understand what it means to play at MacEwan.
I really believe that all of the full-time coaches have come in prepared with both short-term and long-term plans, which I think is essential.
To take a team to where I've been to as a player, in Can West, as a Can West champion, as a national champion, would be a dream for me. MacEwan can do it, and I know what it takes to get there, and I want to take my players to that level.
I feel fortunate to be a Griffin fan. I think it's a privilege to be a Griffin fan. I think it's part of being a supporter of MacEwan University. So it's a way of saying I believe in MacEwan.
You know, for me personally, I think it's well known that I was an athlete many years ago. Many of us were. I went off to Indiana University on an athletic scholarship. I was an All-American. I was a member of the Canadian national team, and it has been a big part of my life. And as one gets older and you leave that sort of competitive life behind, you live vicariously through the experiences of your athletes. And our athletes are some of the really important citizens at this institution. And when one sees them accomplish something, then you see it as something that the institution accomplishes, and you get enormous pleasure and pride from that.
It means that we're part of something that really matters. It's part of the fabric of our educational culture in our country. It's part of being part of a university, and it matters.
I take pride in knowing that I was an athlete here as well, and I want my athletes to carry on that same tradition and build an even better legacy than what we left behind.
MacEwan would be a very professional and proper representation of the Canada West. We definitely will be able to compete with the level of competition that they have to offer, and I believe that we can become one of the more storied franchises in the history of the Canada West if given the opportunity.
In and itself, we are committed to compete, not just participate, and I think we can become a valued member of Canada West.